Hello everyone, I'm Nicole, this is Dove. It's Twin Flame Revolution, and yes, we are twin flames, and yes, we are both women, and yes, that is possible. It is the 20th century. You know, when two souls are involved, it really doesn't matter what gender, what you acknowledge this 3D body as. It doesn't matter at all. So yeah, we are in full-blown mission together. We weren't always together. We've been best friends for 10 years. We've been together for 8. We had a year apart. And we've been married for over 4 years now, almost 5, yeah? Wow. We've almost killed each other, literally. We incarnated in really hard lives and suffered a great deal. And when we met each other, I met her on MySpace. No, you can guess how old I am. Yeah, we met on MySpace, and when I saw her picture, I was so moved. Like, I was like, wow, I know her, and I want to be next to her. And I just wanted to like lay in bed with her for like a whole day and hold her, not let go. Not knowing why I felt that way, just from one picture. And we started to speak for about a year and a half online. We didn't actually even hear each other's voices. We spoke through emails and sharing poems and artwork and everything that made us tick. And I was in a different state than her. And you know, finally, I think we were both dating other people. Those went really well, and we finally met, and we were inseparable. We were just inseparable. And it took a little bit of time for us to actually go into union and to be together. We were petrified. I mean, the day that we knew we were going to be together, this poor girl was sobbing. I think her spirit was like, I know what I'm about to go through. I know it's going to be hard. Even right when she was born, it took about 48 hours for her to move and to decide whether she wanted to be here or not to do this. You know, we chose very difficult lives. I've dealt with drug addiction for 20 years off and on, lots of abuse, sex abuse. Yeah, tried to incarnate as nasty as I could to grow as much as I could. We always say as low as we go is as high as we go. And so I'm gonna let this beautiful woman say a couple things.
Thank you. I'm so grateful to be here right now. Oh, I'm very humbled to be able to speak with all of you. I don't think I ever thought that I would have this moment to be able to do this, and I'm really grateful. Like Nicole said, we are twin flames, and we're here doing our mission. Essentially, the biggest part, the deepest part for me is the purpose. And we went through so much pain, and I had no tools. When we met each other 10 years ago, we didn't know anything about twin flames. We didn't know anything, you know, really I didn't know anything much about spirituality. I grew up in a very spiritual home, but for me, I just kind of took it for granted, or I didn't pay attention to it. It didn't resonate for me. I didn't sink into it. I wasn't in that space. But the connection was remarkable, and it was painful. And you know, Nicole jokes about it, but I cried the day that we committed to being together. I cried so endlessly, and I didn't know why. You know, so many lifetimes of pain and sorrow and loss of each other, and the difficulty, this intense connection. If you're watching our video, you probably know what twin flames are, but if you don't, the intense connection of having somebody truly mirroring your soul back to you. You know, that is the way to describe it. And we don't all love ourselves, right? So if somebody's mirroring all that back to us, how do we take that? We don't love that. You know, but somehow we know. You know, we know, even though we were not where we are today, and I wasn't aware about all these things, somehow we knew. Actually, we're sitting in front of a painting that I painted one night when Nicole was you know, not in a good space and using, and she was asleep, and we had just started dating maybe 2 or 3 weeks, and I just started painting all night like a fanatic, just painting. And I painted this painting behind us, which is essentially two twin flames that are floating above water. And I really had no idea what that meant, and I never saw that symbol, and I just started painting it all the time. It's really profound for us. So why are we here, right? We're here because we got to the other side of it, right? We got through all of that fire and that ice and that pain and those moments where you just think, okay, I can't go on anymore. Or there's no purpose, or there's no point, or you know, you're with your twin and it hurts so much and you have no tools, right? Or you're separated from your twin and forget it, there's no greater pain, right? You don't even know how to do it. You don't even know where to start. They hate you, you hate them. I mean, who knows? Ultimately, we hate ourselves, right? Yeah. And we, you know, we come from different backgrounds. You know, I was 5 years old and I knew that I wanted to help people, right? I was in India living with my mother near an ashram. Again, I said I had a spiritual background, but somehow it never really resonated with me. Living near an ashram, and I met on the patio, and I see this woman, and she's running through the streets lit on fire. And her husband lit her on fire. It's a part of certain cultures. And I remember just being so outraged, right? Somebody do something, just help her, right? My mother grabs me away and takes me away and doesn't want me to see this. And I'm thinking, we have to just help people, right? How come we don't just care? How come we don't just care enough to say something? We don't care enough to do something. And so for me, you know, I didn't really know what mission meant. I just knew I really wanted to help people. I just really wanted to help people, right? I just wanted to make the pain better. I just wanted people to awaken in a way and to love each other. And so that took me in a totally different direction. I became a lawyer. I thought that that's what would, you know, really help. I thought that I could help within that system. I'm very connected to the ideas of justice and fairness. And so for me, I thought that that would work in a system like this, within our legal system. And it didn't, but it always was with me, this idea that I needed to help, to change, to heal, right? And Nicole had that too, with her background. Anyhow, all to come back and say that I have had the most beautiful and the most painful moments ever with this woman.
Oh my goodness.
And I know that you guys have too. And so what we did was we actually, you know, did what I thought was impossible. About a year and a half ago, I was blessed, we were blessed with our spiritual teachers. And a beautiful twin flame couple who is just changing the world, right? And is making this possible. And is making this work possible for others, and is really made our union possible. And what they did is they gave us an incredible set of tools. Tools that we can use individually to get through addiction, to get through childhood wounds, to get through physical abuse, sexual abuse, to get through emotional abuse. Between Nicole and I, we have pretty much experienced the spectrum of what you can experience. And we don't feel bad about it. And we don't feel sorry for ourselves. The purpose of experiencing all of this is to be able to tap into and connect with these group of people. We believe that we decided to do all of this together. That we picked our family, that we picked our process, that we picked our experiences, and that we all do. Right? And you might say, well, no, who the heck would pick all of these painful things? But the thing is that, and me. Yeah. And me, and you know, that was really hard to accept that. Yeah. I picked all of this, right? And none of us are victims. We chose this. But we chose this because it's beautiful. Because now, anyone that went through a human experience, we can connect with. If your circumstances are different, it doesn't matter, because the feelings, the pain, or just the simple connection from having suffered or felt so much, just being able to connect to that collective consciousness, to that group, to that, and we were able to do that. But we were also able to transform it. Yes. And we transformed it together. And we were able to come out the other side standing together. And we want so much to be able to help you through healing, and through mission, and through union. Even if your union has been chosen between you and your flame to be not in the 3D this life, you know? But so much work can still be done, and anything is possible. Truly, we are a testament that anything is possible. If we're sitting here together, talking to you, and you'll learn more about us as we go, as we make more videos, as you talk with us. If you book sessions with us, we're very transparent about who we are. But truly, we mean this in the most humble and honest form. If we are sitting here together with you right now, there is no feat that is impossible at all.
Yeah. I just wanted to say that my suffering before I met Dove and through our relationship was so much pain. I've overdosed like 11 times, almost died 11 times. I used to say I didn't want to be here. It was just too painful, so I used heroin, I used crack, I used alcohol, I used all these things to just cover up all the pain, because I thought if I actually felt that pain, I would die. I would actually die. We go through that. I think humans go through that sometimes we'd rather not feel because we feel like we're going to die, but basically we do these things that actually are killing us. And we found a way. See, when we separated a year and a half ago, it was because I was cheating on my wife, and I thought that I really, at my core, I was working on myself, thought that I was not in love with her anymore. And the thing is that she brought up everything in me, right? She's bringing up all this stuff to be healed. She's bringing up all this raw stuff, and I'm like, oh, hell to the no. I don't want to do that. Let me find someone that I can, just be nurtured and have no baggage and luggage. And we're always, are you watching people these days in relationships, we're just trading them in. We're like, oh, it's getting too rough, we're getting too close. And we're letting things go. With some really strong soul connections can't even stay together, and they're maybe meant to be together. And we want to help you stay together and be able to work through all these blockages and all these things and heal like centuries of pain. We were able to heal centuries and centuries of pain and anguish and abuse and all these things that come up now when you're trying to be with someone that you absolutely adore and love. And my wife actually, when I was using drugs still, was doing this work. She was working with our mentors, and they were giving her these great tools to do this. And finally, I came around and I started doing them, and I was actually on heroin while I was using these tools. And I told my wife I didn't want to stop, and she honored me. She was just like, you know what, in your timing. And she loved me right where I was. And we kept working, and as I'm healing all these things, I just didn't want to get high anymore. Everything was feeling different. I was different. I was starting to come into my power and really connect with her and myself, and able to let her see me. And we began to communicate and get really vulnerable and honest. How scary is that, to get really honest with someone because you're worried about what they're going to think of you, or they're not going to love you, or they're going to leave you, and we don't think about the outcome. We just get honest and we get raw, and we create a safe place to do that. And we want to share that with you. Safe place to be able to be honest and be you. Even if it's the craziest, I'm going to curse right now, shit. To have your partner look at you going, damn, I honor that. I get that. I get that because in lifetimes ago, I've been there. We've been there. I've been on the other side. I get it. Clear away karma. And we made contracts with people. I made huge contracts with the woman that I was cheating on my wife with. We made a contract to help each other grow. And my wife finally at one point got it and was like, I honor that too. And to hear a woman say that, you're like, damn. When she said that, I was like, damn, I love you. Like, damn, that's beautiful. That's sexy. That is hot. To hear someone honor you in that space and go, wow, she really loves me. And I get to love myself. And so that's just a little few examples of some of the things we went through. And I'm not using heroin anymore, and I don't want heroin. And my views on addiction have changed dramatically. And we have power. We are full of power. We are beautiful, light beings. And we have to produce more light and more light and more light, right? Her and I, we work out. We push ourselves into 3D. We eat well, right? We meditate. We breathe deeply. We do our clearings every day. We play with our puppies because they produce so much oxytocin. It's like...
We love our puppies.
Basically... I'm saying is you don't have to suffer anymore. And I mean, I was suffering to the point where I never thought that I would ever be okay again.
Mm.
And this woman loved me when I was unlovable. When I was like, everyone in her life except for like certain people told her like, leave her, she's a piece of shit, like you have to get out of there, she's gonna wreck you. And my wife stayed with me. My wife stayed with me in union. She stayed with me when I separated from her. She was still, you know, communing with me in spirit all the time. And I felt her, and I felt her, and I wanted to be near her, and I couldn't be very far. And we have so much to offer. You guys have so much to offer. You haven't even tapped into your potential or who you are. We want to help you be that person.
Yes.
Be that being.
Yes.
Change the world. Change
Yes.
ideas. Change the mindsets, the consciousness. Change old ideas. I was brought up in a Christian like church, being a lesbian. That sucked. That really was hard. It wasn't easy. And Christ's energy is powerful. And I almost like denounced that, and I'm like, we use all kinds of different things to heal and transform. So I've talked enough.
No, it's you're powerful and beautiful, and you're advanced beings. You're advanced souls. You know, you're here for a purpose. And we just forget our purpose. We forget our mission, and then life starts to feel empty, sort of. We start to try to find things. You know, Nicole spoke a little bit about her addiction and her process, and I used to look at addiction one way, and a long time ago she said something, you know, she was saying something along the lines of there is some courage to the addiction, and I really dismissed it, and I don't remember the context exactly, and recently I realized it's a survival tool. You know, you choose to incarnate in these hard families and these hard situations and these hard experiences, and we don't remember why. And we don't remember our tools. And we find tools, you know, and drugs and alcohol become a tool, and they become a tool of survival. I think that people look at it as people trying to kill themselves, but they become a tool of survival and coping and preservation. But there's tools, you know? You need to replace them with tools that make you light and grow, and we all do. Even if you have no addiction, you need those tools. I had no tools. We had no tools when we met. And for many of you, if you are actually connected to a strong soul connection or a twin or a soulmate in this life and you have no tools, the challenge is everything seems other than what it is sometimes. You know, the challenges are beautiful. Today when we have a challenge, we look at it and sometimes we want to get mad and sometimes we laugh, but the challenges, they give us these huge insights and these growth moments. The joy is wonderful. The laughter is wonderful. Happy days are wonderful. You know, but those don't push us to grow. They don't push us to become who we are. We're not here to serve ourselves. We're really here to serve you. Because we believe that every love union, every twin flame union in 3D or not, every strong soul connection, soulmate connection, these connections by themselves start to change the vibration of the earth. Yeah. This love connection starts to change the consciousness by itself. And you all have a purpose and a mission. We believe that really strongly. And whether that is just to have that union, or whether it is to serve in your own way, we just want to help you move those blockages and those curses and those struggles and to just really be in that and to be in your power and to love it. You know, and we feel there's a really strong need for help. I can't ever begin to thank our, you know, teachers and healers enough, because without them we wouldn't have been able to see past our own noses in how difficult it was. And we believe so many more couples can actually, you know, that are trying to be in union in 3D can do it. So many more, but without tools, without awareness, without this, without the clearings, there's just so much in between. It seems impossible. And even if you can do it, it's so much more painful and difficult than it needs to be. and you can have fun. It's not all pain. It's not all struggle, right?
Yes.
It's not all.
Yes.
It's not all difficult bad days.
Yes.
You know, when I'll never forget that when one of our amazing healers said something to Nicole, she was like, "Oh, great. Just signing up for this difficult shit for her whole life. It's just going to be this challenging work-related relationship, you know?" And it's like, we didn't know that there's also all this happiness and all this joy and all these peaceful moments, and you can have them all. You can really have them all.
Yeah. So I think that is it, actually, for now. This is just for now. We love you guys so much.
Yes, we love all of you.
Like, we can't wait to work with you and to meet you. Actually, right when we decided to go on mission, we were living in New York, and it was just like getting really tiring. It's really dense. There's a lot of energy, there's a lot of people, and we just couldn't breathe. We were doing like so much, and we still just, and we came to Florida on a vacation for our birthday, and I was like, we're moving to Florida to go on mission, and we like had $500 in the bank. And we didn't really try to focus on how we were going to get down here. We just focused on why we want to get down here. And we're down here. We're in Florida right now. And we are on mission. And yeah, we're just so excited to be here and to do this and to continue our process. You never know what you're going to wake up to, actually. One day is like really, really good. And then one day we get attacked and we're having to clear, and all this stuff starts coming up. And then we get to clear it. And then once you clear it, it's like you're at another level and you're like, oh my God, I feel awesome. And we want to experience that with you. So yeah.
Yeah, so, Nicole reminded me something I wanted to share, which was, we were thinking about the names for our business, right? And one of the reasons that we chose Twin Flame Revolution, although will work with anyone with a strong soul connection, what really struck with us was the revolution, right? It's time for a revolution of our consciousness in a big way. It's time to break down the pillars that we believe in. And we have a lot of beliefs around sacred union and relationships. And I think that anyone today in a relationship is starting to lose that sort of romantic idea that their parents had about the white picket fence and the being married for their whole lives and all this. And we're starting to just recycle out relationships. And we're, as Nicole said, we're even letting go of and losing hope in relationships that have a lot of purpose for us. And we're just letting them go because, I don't know, today we decided that we see a flaw in that person, or there's a bonding wound or an issue from their childhood that really needs to be cleared, and it just doesn't suit you today. But we really invite you to see that as an incredible opportunity for your growth, and really to enter a state of awareness in the way we love. Loving is both a passive feeling and an active process. We have a lot of subjects, I wanted to say, that we want to go over with you guys, but really just look out for more videos. We wanted to introduce ourselves. We're really excited to be here, to be on mission, to be here serving. Check out our website. You can see more information there. We have our doggie that came to say hi to all of you.
She's the protector of the house.
This is Sophia. She's saying hi to the world today.
You're gonna be famous, girl.
We love her very much. TwinFlameRevolution.com. Check it out. So we can work with you individually. We'll also be putting group healing calls out and more YouTube videos up. There's a description on the website about the kind of work that we'll do with you, what the calls entail, but they're really in depth, and there's a lot of really great things that we'll get into, from as far back as your soul records to doing daily healing and tools that you can have. It's really important for us to share the tools. I really feel that we've experienced everything we've experienced, and we got through what we got through, so that we can share that with you. I always felt that about everything, and I really understand. We both really understand the pain, how deep the pain can be, how deep the desire to just give up can be, how dark the world can look. And everything we say to you is not from a state of being on a high pillow, you know, giving you that great sermon. It's from the other side of the shit, right? It's from the other side of that whole. I stayed in a space for about 6 months where I woke up every day and I was like, I hate God. I don't want to live. I give up. It's all going to be terrible. There's no chance for any joy ever in my life again. And I still did work through that, right? I still forced myself to keep working through that. And despite myself, right? And despite all that anger, you know, God healed and loved us, and we just kept doing the work. And we do want to speak to you about the kind of work we do and the distance healing. Nicole was saying that, you know, I was doing a lot of work, you know, with her soul, for our highest good, for her highest good, when she wasn't even home with me, wasn't involved, and again, not against her will, not against any of that, just, you know, clearing and praying and just bringing in more and more light, and I did that alone for a long time, and I just stayed in a state of, you know, open-handedness and open arms, and we'd love to speak more about that at another time, but I just wanted to leave you with the true statement that we are the masters of our own creation and universe, and we can certainly get to the other side of all of these things, and we can grow and transform in a beautiful way. And being human is a beautiful thing, and it is something that allows more growth than you could ever expect. So this is it. This is the ascension. This is the revolution. This is the change right here in this body. We are forever grateful to be here, and we are just grateful to be able to serve. And we ask you to leave us comments about things that you need us to talk about, questions that you have. You can email us through the website. We're really here for you. We are absolutely here for service.
Yeah. Light and love, and namaste.
Namaste.